Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're bringing it back to the desolate wasteland of Mad Max series. And this time we're taking a look at the sequel, Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior. Now, if you saw my review of the first movie, you know that I wasn't the biggest fan of it. While I could respect that it was pretty big in the land down under, I think that whatever it was that made it big has been long forgotten, and it's pretty much just a boring movie about a cop going against a biker gang. One thing it did not feel like was the distinct post-apocalyptic landscape that makes Mad Max, well, Mad Max. So, I was hoping for a step in the right direction with The Road Warrior, and instead of a step, we got a giant leap. This is absolutely 110% Mad Max, and I'm starting to believe how this series became the indomitable force that it is. Let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, indomitable. Incapable of being subdued, aka unconquerable, aka the coronavirus is seemingly indomitable. Mad Max, The Road Warrior, brings us back to the world of the post-apocalyptic Australia, where the surviving members of the human race fight against all odds to get more gasoline, which is not available anywhere. When Max runs into a highly secure small town that has a seemingly unlimited supply of gasoline, he vows to help them get the gas out of there before a group of violent people led by the Humongous kill them all for it. All he wants in return is enough gasoline to keep him on his journey. Now this is Mad Max. It really feels a lot like Fury Road, which I was honestly shocked with, especially given how the first Mad Max turned out. It's got the post-apocalyptic desert landscape, the gang of cards, the villains that look, dress, and act like they're all on something, the people tied to the front of the cars, the practical effects. It may be nearly 40 years old, but truthfully, when they take that post-apocalyptic route, it doesn't feel like that. You might be able to tell its age based on the different quality of the cameras versus what they'd use today, or maybe Mel Gibson's age. But other than that, what this film is going for feels relatively modern and 100% welcome as a Mad Max film. It's funny, throughout watching this movie, I kept thinking and theorizing to myself, what if this desolate landscape is only in Australia? A quick Google search will tell you that Australia imports a lot of its gasoline, so if their supply cuts them off, what would happen? I guess the world would live on. I'm still not sure what's so important about gasoline, especially in today's day and age where they have electric cars, prototype solar cars. I think the world would crash more if the internet stopped working, aka the Millennium Bug Scare, and that's just it. There was no such thing as the internet, not really, when this movie came out. So gasoline shortage made a little bit more sense. What I was saying, though, was if their supply cut them off, could Australia be in this rut alone while the rest of the world thrives on the outside? Where the rest of the world watching the events happening in Australia like it's the Hunger Games? Now, there's a thought. Now, when it comes down to the negatives, as weird as it sounds, there's really not much to say. The only subcategory in my entire rating model that got a bad score here was that it had no impulse to talk about the movie or recommend it. Yet, the more I talk about the movie, the more I realize that's probably not true, meaning at the end of the day, I don't have anything bad to say about the movie. It's actually one of those types of films that simply has technical imperfections that could have been approached better here and there, since it's not a perfect movie, but it's hardly a complaint. So I guess you could say that I'm looking forward to Mad Max 3 when I see that. I'm hoping they continue the streak that they're on, because this was a really fun, exciting, adrenaline-pumping film, just as it should be. My biased and unbiased perspective of the film mostly agree on everything, as in general it was a solid action flick that worked on both a technical level as well as an excitement level. That's why my unbiased score is 82%, while my biased score is 80%. Even though my bias is lower, it's not by much, and if I change that impulse to recommend it to other score, then both the scores would agree at 82%. If we average these two scores together, we get a final score of 81%, 81 out of 100 possible stars, granting Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, with a final letter grade of B-. Not too shabby at all. There's just some room for improvement here and there that at the time was unavoidable. Take that as you will and tell me your thoughts on The Road Warrior in the comments down below. Is this a film that you can get behind? In the realm of Mad Max films, where do you rank it? Because I have seen some lists that have put this film above Fury Road. Ranker.com specifically has the best post-apocalyptic movie list, with this in second place, right under T2, and I think Fury Road was in 7th place on the same list. But tell me your thoughts on it in the comments down below, and as for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review, because there's more like it coming out. hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel, and don't forget about the little bell icon because that'll help notify you when I come up with my next review. And until then, peace out!